The Ark of the Covenant, a millennial mystery between history, faith, and research. Imagine an object of inestimable value, a symbol of divine power and an enigma that has defied centuries of history. We are talking about the Ark of the Covenant, the most sacred artifact of ancient Israel, whose disappearance continues to torment archaeologists, historians, and believers. Prepare yourself for a captivating journey through documented facts, ancient traditions, and bold theories, in search of the truth about one of the greatest mysteries of humanity. The story of the Ark of the Covenant begins with a divine command. According to the book of Exodus, God himself instructed Moses on Mount Sinai to build a sacred container, intended to guard the tablets of the law, the Ten Commandments. This chest, made of acacia wood overlaid with pure gold, with two winged cherubim on its cover, the mercy seat, was not a simple object. It was the visible throne of God on earth, the point of contact between the Creator and his chosen people. The Ark represented the tangible presence of Yahweh among the Israelites during their long wandering in the desert. It was the beating heart of their faith, the symbol of their covenant with God. Its meticulous construction, described in the smallest biblical details, underlines its capital importance and the reverence with which it was to be treated. The power of the Ark was manifested in spectacular and sometimes terrifying ways. Faced with the impregnable walls of Jericho, the divine strategy was unheard of. For 7 days, the priests carried the Ark around the city, and on the seventh day, at the sound of trumpets, the walls miraculously collapsed. This event was not the result of siege engines, but of divine power manifested through the Ark, a symbol of God's unstoppable will. Another significant episode concerns the Philistines, who, during a battle, managed to capture the Ark. Believing they could exploit its power for their own purposes, they placed it in the temple of their god Dagon. The consequences were immediate and devastating. The next morning, they found the idol of Dagon prostrate and mutilated before the Ark, as if in a sign of submission. While the Ark remained with them, the Philistines were struck by plagues, their cities infested with rats and afflicted with boils. Recognizing the source of these calamities, the Philistines hastened to return the Ark to the Israelites, realizing that its presence brought with it divine wrath upon those who did not respect it. These events demonstrate that the Ark was not just a relic, but an active force, capable of bringing blessing or punishment depending on how it was treated. With the rise of the Kingdom of Israel, the importance of the Ark grew further. Around 1000 BCE, King David, eager to establish Jerusalem as a political and religious center, brought the Ark to the city with great celebration. This move marked a pivotal moment, solidifying Jerusalem as the Holy City and the home of the divine presence. It was David's son Solomon who fulfilled his father's dream by building a magnificent temple to house the Ark. Solomon's temple, erected on Mount Moriah, became the center of Israelite worship. The Holy of Holies, the innermost and most sacred chamber of the temple, was where the Ark was placed and became the beating heart of religious devotion. For nearly 4 centuries, the Ark remained in this sacred place, treated with the utmost reverence. The high priest entered the Holy of Holies only once a year, on the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur, to offer sacrifices and ask God's forgiveness for the sins of the people. This ritual emphasized the role of the Ark as a mediator between humanity and the divine, a symbol of mercy and redemption. The Ark was the ultimate symbol of Israel's unique relationship with its God. In 587 BCE, the Ark's story took a dramatic turn. The Babylonian Empire, under the leadership of Nebuchadnezzar II, besieged and conquered Jerusalem, destroying Solomon's temple and leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. At this point, the Ark disappears from historical records, and its fate remains one of the greatest mysteries of antiquity, fueling centuries of speculation and research. While some scholars believe the Ark was lost or destroyed during the Babylonian sack, others suggest that it was hidden for protection. Jewish sources, such as the Mishnah and the Yoma tractate of the Talmud, suggest that the Ark was hidden in a secret chamber beneath the temple itself, perhaps by the prophet Jeremiah, before the arrival of the Babylonians. This theory is supported by some traditions that speak of a system of tunnels and secret chambers beneath the Temple Mount. The second book of Maccabees offers another fascinating narrative. According to this apocryphal text, the prophet Jeremiah, warned of the impending destruction, took the Ark and other sacred objects to a cave on Mount Nebo in Jordan, the same place from which Moses gazed upon the promised land. There, Jeremiah sealed the cave, prophesying that the Ark would remain hidden until God gathered his people together. The search for the Ark has never stopped, fueling theories ranging from history to archaeology to mysticism. One of the most persistent and controversial claims concerns Ethiopia. The Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church claims to possess the Ark, which is kept in the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion in Aksum. According to Ethiopian tradition, the Ark was brought to Ethiopia by Menelik I, son of the Queen of Sheba and King Solomon, after a visit to Jerusalem. This Ark, known as the Netabit, is considered sacred and is shown only to a monk guardian, who is the only one authorized to see it. Despite numerous requests for verification by archaeologists and researchers, the Ethiopian Church has always refused, maintaining the mystery. Some have suggested that the Netabit is a replica, but Ethiopian faith in its authenticity is unshakable. Another fascinating theory emerges from the Qumran Copper Scrolls, one of the Dead Sea Scrolls. This scroll, unlike other biblical or sectarian texts, is an inventory of hidden treasures, including objects that may have been part of Solomon's temple. Although it does not explicitly mention the Ark, its existence has inspired many to believe that the Ark may be hidden in one of the countless caves around Qumran, waiting to be discovered. Among modern researchers, Ron Wyatt, an amateur archaeologist and nurse anesthetist, stands out for his extraordinary claims. Wyatt, an evangelical Christian with a deep passion for biblical history, has devoted much of his life to searching for biblical artifacts in the Holy Land. In the 1980s, he concentrated his efforts on Mount Moriah, below the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. Wyatt claimed to have explored a system of tunnels and chambers beneath Mount Moriah, discovering a secret chamber. According to his account, in this chamber, behind a stalactite, he found a large stone chest. Using a colonoscope, a medical instrument, Wyatt claimed to have seen a golden object with a cherub inside the chest, the Ark of the Covenant. His most striking theory is that the Ark was positioned directly beneath the site of Jesus' crucifixion. Wyatt argued that Christ's blood, during the crucifixion, would have flowed through a crack in the rock, reaching the mercy seat of the Arkansas. This claim, while intriguing to many believers, has been widely rejected by the archaeological and academic community due to a lack of verifiable evidence and Wyatt's unconventional methodology. In addition to traditional theories and archaeological research, there are more daring and speculative hypotheses surrounding the Arkansas. Some researchers, going beyond the religious dimension, have suggested that the Ark of the Covenant was not just a sacred artifact, but a sort of forgotten technology or an advanced device. This theory, often associated with concepts of paleocontact or ancient astronauts, hypothesizes that the Ark could generate energy or phenomena inexplicable for the time. According to this perspective, the Ark could have been a sort of primitive battery or an electric capacitor, capable of producing lethal electric discharges, like those that would have struck Uzzah or the Philistines. The phenomena described in the Bible, the collapsing walls of Jericho, the plagues on the Philistines, would be reinterpreted as manifestations of a technological power incomprehensible to the ancients, who would have attributed it to divine intervention. This vision, although fascinating in its audacity, remains in the realm of speculation and is not supported by scientific or archaeological evidence. However, it reflects the human desire to find rational explanations for even the most mysterious phenomena, and the ability of the Ark to stimulate imagination and investigation on multiple levels. Despite the theories and claims, the Ark of the Covenant remains one of the most elusive and powerful symbols in biblical and archaeological history. Whether hidden beneath the Temple Mount, lost forever in the flames of the Babylonian conquest, or secretly kept in Ethiopia, its mystical power and significance as God's throne on earth continues to fascinate scholars, explorers, and believers. The Ark was not just an object of gold and wood, it was the physical manifestation of the divine presence, a channel of communication between the mortal and the eternal. Its quest, as well as its symbolic weight, challenges us to explore not only the ancient world, but the very nature of faith, power, and divine intervention. It reminds us that history is often woven with mysteries that defy our understanding. Ultimately, the Ark of the Covenant remains an enduring enigma, inviting both reverence and inquiry. Whether we find it amid the ruins of ancient temples, buried beneath modern cities, or deep within our spiritual understanding, it continues to pose the most profound question: what is the true power of God, and how does it manifest itself in the world? We have come to the end of this fascinating exploration. I hope that this journey into the mystery of the Ark of the Covenant has stimulated your curiosity and reflection. If you are a history buff, a biblical scholar, an archaeologist, or simply a seeker of truth, we invite you to continue your investigation. Don't forget to leave a comment below, telling us where you followed this video from and what your theories are about the Ark. Give it a like to support our work and, above all, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next adventures in the heart of the greatest mysteries in history. Thank you, and until the next discovery.